That's what I have? Oh, okay, I was like, hold up. I was like, what? I was about to pass out.
He was about to pack up the computer and we was about to go have a party, right?
Show but no.
Hi, my name is Zayna.
And my name's Amir.
And welcome to Two Crypto Noobs. We want you to like, comment, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get more content from Two Crypto Noobs. Okay, let's get into it. Starting with Bitcoin, we had some good news with Bitcoin, right, Amir?
Yes, there's some amazing news coming from Bitcoin. Right now, it's a little low from where it was. People are taking some of their profits, but it hit an all-time high. I believe it was last night because I remember seeing it. We hit an all-time high, and that right now, the all-time high is currently sitting at $68,641.57.
Yep, which is great. So hopefully we'll continue to see gains with Bitcoin. But we want to let our viewers know about the fear and greed index. Okay. So right now, I'm going to make sure we refresh this to make sure we get the most accurate data. Okay. So right now we're at extreme greed. When we're at extreme greed, we know that the market is due for a correction. So although we're in Q4 of cryptocurrency and everyone have a tendency, with Q4, we should see gains, right? But we have to understand that when there is extreme greed in the market and we're sitting at an 84, then the market is due for a correction, right? And then when we have extreme fear in the market, that's when coins and tokens go on sale because there's fear, the price will go down and we can get good prices on cryptocurrency at that point. So just kind of keep that in mind. Another thing that I would like to show is the leverage chart. And as you can see, there's a lot of leverage in the market. And when there's leverage, then there's correction following. So just keep in mind, this is not financial advice. Our team, Amir and I, take a look at when we're investing to make sure that we're keeping these aspects in mind when we're making our trade.
I'm glad you mentioned that. When we first started, of course, when we invested in Dogecoin, lovely Dogecoin, we didn't understand this concept, nor did we understand that there was tools out there in order to help us make conscious decisions, right? Because if we would have known that, me personally, I'm still kind of bearish on my Dogecoin only because I didn't dollar cost average. Dollar cost average is when you buy the coin at a certain price, and when the price falls below the price that you bought it at, you buy it at a lower price in order for your average cost per coin to go down, so that when the price does rise, you end up making more of a profit than when you initially invested because you're dollar cost averaging the price per coin that you purchased it for down. So always make sure that you're checking out all your tools to make sure you have the most accurate information so that you're making wise purchasing decisions.
Right, absolutely. Another thing I wanted to mention today is, of course, we want to talk a little about SataMask wallet, which is due to launch on November 13th. I think this is huge for Saitama Inu. As we've mentioned before on our channel, that both Amir and I are really bullish when it pertains to Saitama Inu. Of course, we try to catch the dips price, and so we can increase our bags. But with Saitama Mask, I'm sorry, I always say Saitama Mask. It's called SataMask. It'll be an environment where you can swap coins from Saitama Inu or from Bitcoin or from Ethereum coins and swap that for another type of coin, a digital asset that you would like to have. Also will be a place where you can purchase NFTs. So that would be great. And it'll be also a wallet where you can store your coins. So we're looking forward to that launch on November 13th.
I'm looking forward to the price increase that comes with the launch. I got plenty of wallets. But all jokes aside, I do believe that this is something great for the community. It just makes me feel good when you invest, but you also see the development team bringing out new things and making new use cases for the coin. So anytime that something that I'm invested in, they come out with something like this and news like this, I get excited because it just means that the ecosystem is growing and they're giving us more tools to be able to utilize their platform and make more things.
Absolutely. Okay. Another topic we want to discuss today is, of course, the Solana conference. We want to just give a shout out to the Solana camp and their project. They're doing a lot of great things. The discussions that are taking place today centered around adoption. And again, like I was saying earlier and in previous videos, adoption is important for the cryptocurrency space. We believe with decentralized assets is a better way to go than centralized assets where we have our money tied up into banks where we don't really get a say in how things are managed and things are done. So shout out to the Solana camp. And so today we want to transition to some cryptocurrency terms that we thought would be good to introduce on the show. Being noobs, we ran across a lot of terms, right? And this show is to be one part of a two-part series where we discuss some of the terms that we had to learn as we were going through our crypto journey this year. I want to go over these crypto terms with the community so that you can get used to seeing them and understanding them as you're going on your journey. So you want to start with the first one, Amir?
Sure.
Let's get to
yes,
it.
We are going to go over this. Like she said, it's a two-part vocabulary introduction. And to piggyback off what she said, a lot of these terms, when you're going through and diving and doing your research, they seem intimidating, but they're really not. So we are going to make individual videos where we're diving into each individual one of these specific, topics more in depth. But we did want to just give you guys like an overview of what some of these terms mean. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with Bitcoin. We all know what Bitcoin is. It is a form of currency. I do believe it hit about $1 in about 2011. And right now, as we previously discussed, its all-time high is sitting about $68,000. The reason why it is so expensive is because it has scarcity with only 21 million coins. So it is, to me, it's always a good investment to invest in Bitcoin and HODL, which we'll get into later.
Moving on to the next term. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital form of currency, which is decentralized.
All right, and the next thing we're going to talk about are altcoins, which is my favorite type of coin. Altcoins are anything other than Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter if you're talking about ADA, it doesn't matter if you're talking about PINU, it doesn't matter if you're talking about or Saitama. That's pretty much what an altcoin is, anything that is not Bitcoin.
The next term we want to discuss is a block. A block is groups of data within a blockchain. On a cryptocurrency blockchain, blocks are made up of transaction records as users buy and sell coins. Each block can hold only a certain amount of information. Once it reaches that limit, a new block is formed to continue the chain. The new block is called the Genesis block.
So the next term is going to be a blockchain. The blockchain is basically all the blocks put together. It is a ledger that has all the different transactions that's ever existed. As previously stated, once a new block is formed, it's added to the blockchain.
Right. And the next term is coin. It's simple. It's a digital asset that's created by the blockchain. The blockchain, an example of this is a blockchain would be Cardano, and the coin would be ADA.
All right. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is decentralization. And basically what decentralization is taking out the middleman. It's allowing for transactions to be between two users versus any major powers or people or persons making the decisions or holding the asset.
The next term is bull market or bullish. Bullish is when investors are expecting the market price of a coin or asset to rise.
Yep. And a bear market is basically the opposite. It's when everything's going down.
Right. Okay, so the next term we want to discuss is Coinbase. Coinbase is a centralized exchange where you can buy and sell coins and tokens. Coinbase also has a partner exchange called Coinbase Pro, where you can have more features than Coinbase. You can put in market orders, you can put in limit orders, and Coinbase is one of the few or the only or the first cryptocurrency that now could be traded on the NASDAQ.
Perfect. All right, so then the next term we want to discuss is fiat currency, which you'll hear a lot when talking about cryptocurrency. Fiat currency are basically government issued paper currencies that you trade for crypto, fiat.
Right. The next term is market cap or market capitalization. And basically, it's a coin or token's current supply multiplied by the market price.
All right, and last but not least, the final term that we're going to talk about today is HODL. HODL is one of my favorite investing strategies. It's for cryptocurrencies that you can predict are going to do great things in the future. So when you HODL, or when you see HODL, they're basically meaning hold on for dear life, or basically hold your cryptocurrency so that you can see what it does in the future. A lot of people have made mistakes in the past by not HODLing. Say, for instance, you buy Bitcoin at $1 in 2011, and that particular Bitcoin is now worth 68,000, but you sold it in 2012 for $6 per coin. You didn't HODL. So there's some coins you flip, there's some coins you HODL, and you have to do the research to know when to flip and when to HODL.
Right, and I'm gonna give you the viewers an example of one of the mistakes I made in not HODLing, right? And so I bought this coin, New Cipher, early, when I was paying maybe 30 cents, right, for the coin. And I just kept watching the price. It was just going nowhere. As soon as I sold, right, the coin jumped up in price. I was just like, oh my goodness. And so you have to remember that I think a very smart investor has said this in the past, that the transfer of wealth goes from the impatient to the patient. And you have to understand that that's one of the things that we practice. If we see a coin that is just sitting stagnant and not going anywhere, we look at the fundamentals, we make sure the project is still going well, and we're not going to jump to sell it. We're going to hold it because we believe in the project.
Yeah, there was this
time in hands.
Yeah, there was this two coins actually that I was about to jump ship. One of them was Mist. I was about to jump ship on this, and Mist is going crazy right now. And then all of our favorite coin, Shiba. That's what I have. Oh, okay, I was like, hold up. I was like, what? I was about to pass out.
He was about to pack up the computer and we was about to go have a party, right?
Shows but no, in all seriousness, Mist is one of those ones that they really, let's show them the chart. But now, one of those ones that was just, it was just wasn't moving. It was just staying low. Let's go to the 90-day chart. So see, I was holding Mist since September, and it was just consolidating. And I was just like, okay, this is the crappiest coin, right? And then look, boom,
explosion.
In October, started going crazy. So HODLing is a very, very, very good strategy, especially if you know it's a good project. You just have to give them time to use your money to invest in the project, and that's the whole point. Think of it like the stock market. We're not just trying to make flips here. We're trying to build companies. Think of certain cryptocurrency assets as a company. Shiba. I put some.
Yes, let's look at Shiba.
Time ago. And anything for a while.
Let's do 90 days. Want to do 180?
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been out that long. Yeah. So look.
So I think we bought it about here.
We bought it way before.
We bought it in August. So let's go back. We bought it in August. Let's go back to the 90-day. Yeah, we bought it in August around this time.
Mm-hmm. And so imagine sitting for all that time and just watching the currency do nothing, right?
Yep.
And then next thing you know, the development team start doing Shiba swap, they start staking, they start burning, bone leash, all that stuff. And then next thing you know, boom.
Absolutely.
And now I'm up. Regardless of what happens, I'm up.
Right.
Unless it goes to
Right.
zero. Hopefully it never does.
Let's look at Saitama. We'll look at the 180-day. Where did we buy that around? We bought that in July. Yep.
Saitama?
Yep.
We bought it in July?
I bought it in July. Yeah. When did you buy it?
So whenever it first came out, you bought it. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, after you showed me your account, I was like, okay, I gotta buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after like 2 weeks after you bought it, I ended up having to buy it because it reflected in your wallet. And so ever since then, as you can see, we hold on, and that was doing numbers. And right now it's actually bearish because you see the chart is going down. So it's bearish right now in comparison to the all-time high, but we're going to continue to hold on because this is one of those coins that
the projects we believe in. Projects we believe in. So hopefully the examples that we gave you in terms of just holding and making sure that you get into good investments, get into it as early as possible. Early entry gives you the best rewards. So just do your research, do your homework, look at when you hear about a certain coin, just don't jump into it. Figure out what whether or not you are invested in the project. And if you become invested in a project, it makes it easier for you to hold during the bear times in the bear market. So we just want to, kind of remember that. And one thing that I never forget, when our first introduction into Doge, we always talk about that. We actually were buying in a bull market, which is opposite of what we want to do. We don't want to FOMO in at a time when the price is already up. We want to make sure that we get in when, the price starts to, come down and become more bearish. And then you're getting good deals on the coins, and then and the tokens, and you can watch the rise and see the gains from getting a good entry point. So those are some of the things that we wanted to talk about today. Hopefully you found this content to be enjoyable or something that you can learn from. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content coming your way.
I think that's done. I think we wrapped it up. Noobs out.
Noobs out.